AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Mercedes-Benz of Baton Rouge studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
Love you, Matt.
Cassie Spazak.
I'm walking here.
Murray
present.
Musso. Until we find another Murray. And Mr. Toby Tomplin. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. And oh, by the way, it's a hump day. Hey.
It's hump day.
Hey.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We had Aaron Murray here in hour number 1.
Murray, present.
Hump day.
Talking a little quarterback.
It's hump day.
Say he thinks Drew Aller is the best pro prospect.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
You want to talk about opening your mouth and removing all credibility.
Hump day.
Deuce Gerald's was here.
It's hump day.
And his dad, Davern.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We made it.
Hump day.
The hardest.
It's hump day.
Cell phones and internet connection.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
StreamYard.
Hump day.
We made it.
It's hump day.
Zach Abolverdi.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
He covers the Gators.
Hump day.
He'll be here in 12 minutes.
It's hump day.
We got honor locks later.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We had Taylor Calandra here talking booze.
Hump day.
We'll get to your questions as well.
It's hump day.
Saints are going to have a new punter.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Matthew Hayball got released today.
Hump day.
Do you think it'll be James Burnham
It's hump day.
or Kai Kroger?
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Or do you think they'll both stink and they go back to Hayball?
Hump day.
What do you think, Muse? You call it.
It's hump day.
I'm going Kai Kroger.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Cassie, who's going to be the Saints punter?
Hump day.
I don't know.
Say either Matthew Hayball, Kai Kroger, or James Burnham.
Matthew Haber.
It's hump day.
She's going with the guy who just got cut. Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Ask me the same
Oh,
question.
sorry. God, chill out. Hey, Matt, who do you think's going to be the Saints punter?
Cassie, you see how to deal with this guy? James Burnham.
Hump day.
James Burnham. Because clearly I'm a big Alabama homer.
That's true.
Naturally.
I've heard that about you.
It's hump day.
It's so funny, dude. Every time I do anything about Bama and the Bama, all they ever come back with, LSU. I'm like, hey, mouth breather. I picked you 9-3. You went 9-3, you dork. Oh, I'm sorry. You went 9-4.
That's right.
How'd it go against Vanderbilt? Yeah.
Hump day.
See, I'm good.
Swimmingly it went. I loved it.
I'm quite great in my life. As an LSU alum, fan, I've had the great fortune of watching LSU in my lifetime win 3 national championships, including when I was a senior in school, first in 45 years. Got to watch the greatest team in the history of college football. Of course, I would love to see LSU win more. I mean, clearly, you taste it once, you want more. But I've been so fortunate to see what I've seen. Like, I'm good. I'm very satiated. I'm very content. And so I just really love to watch them lose. Not only even just because, like, the players and the coaches, just because the fans. The insufferable losers that didn't even go to school there, that run their mouths all the time. So every time I get to point out to them and remind them that nobody respects them anymore and never will again like they once did, and how crushing that is for them, I'm just going to keep doing it over and over again. Like, I don't care if they have a 50-game winning streak against LSU. They're going to keep going 9-3. I'm going to laugh my ass off every time they lose. Do you know, like, every night when I go to bed and I get down on bended knee and pray to the sweet baby Jesus. The Christmas Jesus is my favorite. Among many things, I pray for Drew, his health, world peace. I pray that Florida State beats Alabama in week 1. Because if Florida State, let Alabama lose that game, bro. Let Elmer Fudd go down to Tallahassee and lose that game, bro. Let that. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's. But new quarterback, Florida State, maybe something to prove, true road game, all that stuff. Let them go.
Bro.
Let them go lose that game. I already got my costume picked out, bro. I'm coming in Monday as Chief Osceola.
Yeah.
Muse.
Are you gonna ride Renegade?
I'm getting
in?
a horse down that hall. I'm getting a horse in that hall. You better believe it. I don't know how we're gonna get it.
Planting a spear.
I don't think it's gonna fit in the elevator, so I'm probably gonna have to ride the horse up the stairs. The horse can make it. It is a big stairwell, right?
Yeah.
Horse
The
can make it.
Yeah.
I ain't worried about that.
Horse can make it.
We're gonna up there. I'm gonna come in here as Osceola. I'm gonna get a flaming. I lit a cigar in here last year when Tennessee beat them. Let Florida State. I will have a flaming spear in this. I'll throw it into this set. Get ready.
I have a fire extinguisher on standby to put that out.
So good.
So we can continue
Now
with the
I
other.
don't think that's gonna happen.
2 hours and 45
I don't think
minutes.
that's gonna happen. But I'll tell you candidly also, I don't know what Florida State did this offseason. I don't know anything about Florida State. I ain't paid they won 2 games last year. I ain't paid a lick of attention to them. But let them go lose it. Muse, let them lose to Florida State.
Florida State got the quarterback from Boston College, and he's talked a whole bunch of mess actually about Alabama this
that's
offseason.
right.
Yeah. That's been Florida State's offseason. That's what's his Thomas Castellanos, I think is his name.
Yeah. I think you pronounce the L's. Castellanos.
I don't like that, but okay. That's how the man pronounces his name.
Yeah, that's the dude.
Yeah. I love college football so much.
Wait, turn around the Evermore label so you can see it. Speaking of which, Dabo's out here saying they're going 16-0. You saw that?
I did see that, actually.
No,
yeah.
he didn't. Shut up, dorky LSU fan. Yes, I can make fun of my own, too. If I got to have one more of you losers send me this, you heard Dabo said they're going 16-0? No, he didn't. Here's the quote. Quote, I've had one undefeated team. In 2018, we were the first 15-0 team in the history of major college football ever. And I think we're going to be the first 16-0 team. It's a race to do that. That's what he said. He wasn't making a prediction that they were going to do it this year. He's not predicting they're going 16-0. He's saying it's a race to do that. That's the goal. And of course it's the goal. It's everybody's goal to go undefeated and win the national championship. And if you're Dabo and you've won 2 national titles and played in a couple of other championship games, why wouldn't that be your goal? He's not out here putting up bulletin board material saying, we're going 16-0 this year. Listen, I can get down with a roast as much as any. I don't typically overreact to words. I don't really care what people say. Say it all the time. Actions speak louder than words. But let's not get it twisted on this one, man. Dabo ain't out there calling his shot. He's the head coach of a major college football program whose goal is to go undefeated and win the championship, which is the same thing Brian Kelly should say and Elmer Fudd should say, and everybody else that's a major college football coach out here. But I was looking at this. So in the composite, right, the 24/7 does a team talent composite. So they look at your roster and they do like a composite ranking of your talent. And Clemson, like, far and away is the most talented roster in the ACC. Probably not a surprise right there. But they have 16 starters returning. But I did this earlier, just sort of as an illustration. Go position by position against LSU. All right, if I get SI quarterback, who would you take, Klubnik or Nuss?
Nuss.
We're all biased. Everyone in Clemson would say Klubnik. Mm-hmm. Klubnik last year threw for 36 touchdowns. 3,600 yards, 36 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Nuss had fewer touchdowns, more interceptions, but more yards. So they're both fifth-year guys, both waited their turn, both became first-year starters, very similar paths. We would all say Nuss. They would all say Klubnik. It's kind of a push, whatever you want. Offensive line,
Clemson right now. Yeah.
They return 4 starters. LSU loses 4 starters. Clemson. Running back is LSU. They lose Phil Maffa. You know who the second leading rusher on Clemson was a year ago?
I don't remember his name now.
He's the quarterback.
Oh, Cade Klubnik. Wow.
Cade Klubnik was the second leading rusher. Phil Maffa's gone. You've got Caden Durham back, Caleb Jackson. It's LSU. Wide receiver, I know everybody's going to say Clemson, but I'm here to tell. And look, they return their top 3. They return Antonio Williams, Bryant Wesco, and TJ Moore. LSU loses. Well, Aaron Anderson's back, but obviously you lose Kyron Lacey, you lose Mason Taylor, you lose C.J. Daniels, so you lose a bunch. But if you told me I could take LSU's receiver room or Clemson's, I'm taking LSU's just because I've seen it. Like, by the way, none of the guys I mentioned from Clemson a year ago had 1,000 yards. Williams had 75 catches for 904. But I think that receiver is akin to quarterback. I think it's a virtual push there. And then tight end is LSU. They lost Brenningstool, who's good, caught 50 balls for them last year. And yes, LSU lost Mason Taylor. But you returned Tradez, and you brought in Bauer Sharp as well, who caught 50 balls last year at Oklahoma. So LSU is the edge on tight end. On the defensive side, defensive tackle, you're probably going Clemson. They returned 3 of their 4 starters, including both defensive tackles. I'm very bullish on LSU's, but I get why you go Clemson. Defensive end, I know everybody's going to say Clemson. I would go LSU just for all the reasons I've said. But even if you want to give it to Clemson, fine. Linebacker is LSU. It's a big advantage LSU with Witt and Harold Perkins there. Corner, you can give to Clemson. Safety, odd to say, but you're giving safety to LSU with the transfers they brought in. Place kicker, theirs is Nolan Hauser. Kicked for the first time last year. You've got a veteran in Ramos. Punter, Jack Smith is the prohibitive favorite to win their punting job, although Grant Chadwick had better numbers last year at Middle Tennessee. So both, and he is established. He's already won. Grant Chadwick is the punter. Clemson's got a competition going on right now. And as far as the return game, you got Barry Brown who's an All-American and Xavier Thomas. So LSU gets the edge. My point is, you go down the position group and listing, it's kind of a push as far as the rosters. And Clemson has by far the most talented roster in the ACC. I'm just here to tell you, we've talked about it a bunch this offseason, but LSU went and bought a roster at positions they were weak. They went and bought awesome players in the portal to make themselves immediately better. So let not your heart be troubled, I would say. And Dabo didn't predict that he was going 16-0 and let Florida State. Let Alabama lose that game, Muse. Muse, let him do it. Let him lose that game.
I'm not going to stop him.
Let him lose that game, Muse. I dare you to let him. I dare you. Yeah, I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it. I hope it happens. We know what. Look, Elmer's record against unranked teams as a double-digit favorite. That's where he's had his bugaboos. Those wabbits. Don't let them lose that game, Muse. Don't you do it. Muse, don't you do it. Don't you let them lose it.
I'm not going to stop them. I'm going to let them if they want to.
I wish you would. Oh, I wish you would. It's AFR.
AFR.
Get Gordon and get it done. Gordon McKernan Injury Attorneys. You've been injured in an accident and it's not your fault. Do what injured people in our state have done for 30 years. Get Gordon and get it done. How about you get over to Court to Table if you haven't been yet? Of course, Gordon's one of the partners in Court to Table. Actually went twice last week. Did my show there on Thursday. Went back with the whole family on Friday. When I say the whole family, I mean like there were 18 of us. We celebrated Erica's and my niece Olivia's birthdays jointly. So we had 18 family members. We were all there in the funky pickle bar. I'm telling you, it's a great spot. Another way Gordon's giving back to our community. One of the things he said when he invested in Court to Table was Baton Rouge deserves this. It was a concept he had seen in other markets, said Baton Rouge deserves this. And so he and several other investors got together. Court to Table's right there in Burbank. Y'all check it out. More importantly, of course, if you find yourself in the unfortunate situation being injured in an accident and it's not your fault, don't go it alone. Get professional legal help. Go to getgordon.com, getgordon.com. Get Gordon and get it done.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
We'll spend the next few weeks stopping all around the Southeastern Conference, checking in on each team in our SEC fall previews. We begin in Gainesville today. Zach Abolverdi is good enough to join us for a couple of minutes here to talk about Billy Napier's squad. Zach, always appreciate you, man. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
Doing really well. Let me start with one. You probably got to answer it pretty much every day of your life. DJ Lagway. We know we've got the shoulder thing. Now it's a foot thing. Can you just update us on Lagway's health and what the expectation is there?
Yeah, I would say that right now he's back throwing again, which is positive. He is, throwing to his receivers more, which he hadn't done all spring and not much in the summer, which is positive. And I think even though he had the recent calf injury, which we reported at Gators Online, it seems like he's already, kind of on the mend there with that. And I do think that it's probably something that's holding him back from maybe doing some of the running stuff, some of the, I think even some of the stretching that they do in the warm-up period, it seems like he's limited on. So that's not great. And then it's also not great that it seems like he's still not 100% in the sense that he's, participating in everything in practice, going through 11 on 11. Now, I think that if he gets to that point here in the coming weeks, Florida's got a scrimmage on Saturday. They got another one the following Saturday. Those are, I think, two important marks for him and kind of humps to get over as he tries to get ready for the season.
Zach, what in these next 3 weeks leading up to the season is the biggest question mark offensively that the Gators are hoping to answer?
How healthy is DJ going to be?
Okay. Zach, outside of DJ Lagway's health, what's the biggest question over the next 3 weeks his offense needs to answer?
I would say, unfortunately, staying on the injury front, what receivers they're going to have available and then what their receiver rotation is going to look like. I think they had a pretty good idea, and then the news came out today from us that Dallas Wilson is out with an injury, lower body, and he had been, as a freshman, working with the starters and kind of in line to get an opportunity to start as a freshman. That looks like he's going to have a little minor step back, but he's out. He's not in training camp now. He's missed the last 2 days of practice. You also got Eugene Wilson, Aiden Mizell, two other potential projected starters. Certainly Eugene Wilson is. Both of those guys are out right now as well. So just kind of figuring out who's going to step up potentially if some of those guys aren't ready by the season opener. It doesn't sound like any of them are too serious. Dallas is probably the most of those ones I just mentioned. But you are replacing Shamir DK and Elijah Badger, your leading receivers from a yeyear ago, and there hasn't really been much concern in Gainesville about having to replace that production. because of all the guys that they had coming back and the guys that they added. But now you got some injuries at that position that you got to deal with.
Zach Abolverdi is our guest. Gators Online. That's part of the On3 network over there. I want to get to the defense here in a second, Zach, but the big picture thing with Napier, too, that, again, something I'm sure you've answered a million times for the benefit of our audience. How much did the wins there in November against LSU and Ole Miss down the stretch, how much did that, if at all, sort of cool the temperature around Napier?
I think it did. I think it definitely did. I think you couple that with DJ Lagway also being the quarterback and knowing that, this is the guy that he's got for the future. He looks promising. Florida has at least, 2 more years with him. There's certainly a lot of, enthusiasm around that. And then they did have a really good finish to the recruiting cycle, too, and didn't lose many pieces from their 2024 roster. So I definitely think it cooled it. And I think there are probably some fans that, for maybe some of them, that completely won them over, and beating Lane Kiffin in the swamp, which was the guy that everybody wanted to fire Billy for, that and knocking them out of the playoff. I think that spoke volumes to a lot of people. However, I still think there's also a lot of other fans that are still, they have been impressed by where things are trending, but they still want to see him do more, and they still want to see this program do more. And this is certainly the team in the year to do it.
That's interesting because the schedule is a daunting hill to overcome. We'll get to that in a second, but let's flip to defense. 7 starters back on defense. Fair to say that the secondary is the strength of that unit?
No, I would say it's the edge room.
Okay.
Tyreek Staff coming back, a 90 grade overall for PFF. For those that put stock into that stuff, they don't hand out 90 overall PFF grades for a whole season. That's Florida's highest rated defender since Jonathan Grenard in 2019. Led the team in sacks, led the team in tackles for loss. He's back. You got Cam James behind him as well. And then you lost Jack Pyburn, who's in Baton Rouge now, which was a big loss, as well as TJ Searcy. Those were their top 2 outside linebackers, which is like their other edge position. But they got George Gums Jr., who was second on the team in sacks and tackles for loss last year. He kind of steps into a starting role as a senior. L.J. McCray, former 5-star recruit, he's playing behind him. And then they got this Jaden Woods kid that they've not stopped talking about since he enrolled early. They flipped him from Penn State late in the 2025 cycle. So that edge room is pretty salty. I think the linebacker room is really good as well. Their starting secondary is good. Like, those guys have played. This is now their 3rd year in the system. They've started multiple years. They have chemistry, and they're really well connected. The issue with the secondary is they're young, and pretty much most of the spots, to where if they have an injury to a starter, they might be playing a freshman behind them. So that's not ideal. And then defensive line-wise, they got to replace Cam Jackson and Desmond Watson, and it's big guys like that don't grow on trees.
Caleb Banks is massive, though. I took a picture with him at SEC meetings.
He is, and to your point, he definitely can play nose tackle, but he plays the other D-line position in their scheme. So they do have an opening at nose, and they like that guy to be like 330, 340, and they just don't have a lot of obvious players like that on their roster. I think Jamari Lyons will be the guy that starts next to Caleb Banks, who is a stud. But Jamari Lyons is coming off of a season-ending injury, and we haven't seen him play since 2023. So, it's a question mark. We'll see.
I took a picture with Caleb Banks at Media Days. Well, actually, I did an interview. We were standing up. I'm not a small guy, Zach. That's an enormous human being. I mean, I'm 6 foot 200 pounds. He made me look like a toddler. It was incredible. Like, God bless whoever has to stand in front of that guy and try to block him. All right, let's talk about this schedule, because this is the thing, honestly, Zach, that if I look at Florida, I understand everything you say. Lagway, all the talent, the guys back on defense, Ron Roberts, second year, everything. But I go, all right, how in the world do you navigate after Long Island and South Florida at LSU, at Miami, Texas, at A&M, at Ole Miss, Tennessee? I mean, oh my God. It's like, where are there 8 wins on this schedule?
Yeah, no, I mean, first of all, they're very fortunate that they get those 2 week 1, and week 2 games, because I think that they've had to open with some pretty tough openers the last few years against Miami, back-to-back against Utah. If there was ever a year that they needed to ease into their season with their team, this is the year, given DJ Lagway's circumstances and some of the injury situations that they got going on. But you're right. Once you get into week 3 in SEC play, it is just an absolute gauntlet. I've said, and I know a lot of other fans and probably media folks feel the same way, I think their goal would certainly be to split, at least one of those 2 early road trips and then one of the 2 Texas matchups against the state of Texas teams in the SEC. I think that obviously, to me, of all those 4 games that you just mentioned, playing at LSU is going to be the toughest one, and that's their SEC opener. But I think a lot of Florida fans would feel, and I don't necessarily think that they're wrong, that this team should be able to go and beat Miami at Miami. And it's a rivalry game. They got spanked last year in the Swamp. That's almost a must-win game for Napier and the fan base. And if you do get that win, despite what happens at LSU, I think people are feeling good going into those Texas games. And you got the Longhorns at home, and you got A&M on the road. I almost tend to feel like A&M might be the tougher matchup because it is on the road, and I saw Marcel Reed come to the Swamp and put on a show. I think Texas is going to be really good, but you get them in the Swamp. Those are 2 really hard games. I think if you could find a way to win one of those, you'd be feeling good. But if you can't, I don't think there's any shame in that. But then the back half of your schedule, you're really going to have to reel off some wins, try to find a way to beat Georgia and Jacksonville. I mean, they had them last year before Lagway got hurt. So, but they got to get through that early stretch. And, Matt, if they lose some of those games or have a string of losses and they start to lose some confidence and fans, start to get frustrated, that's obviously where things can spiral. So it's key for them to split some of those tough games that they got in that early stretch.
And you're right about the Texas game, by the way, too. They also have an open date before Texas. So it's an open date, and they get Texas at home. So 2 weeks to get ready for that game. So that's definitely a circle that one in big bold. If they're able to get Texas in the Swamp and win the game on October 4th, that could be a season changer. Zach, Zach Abolverdi, Gators Online, part of On 3. We always appreciate the time, man. You'll get him on Twitter at Zach Abolverdi. We appreciate it, man. Thank you for the time.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me, bud.
Amen. Be well. It is After Further Review. We're brought to you by Parish Restoration. ParishRestoration.com. I had someone text me earlier today. It was like, hey, what's the mold thing you always talk about? Well, it's Parish Restoration. Same company. They've just undergone name and branding changes a couple times throughout the years. And about a year ago, they merged with my partners over at Parish. But full disclosure, I'm not a part of Parish Restoration. But it's the same company I've endorsed for years. It's the patented non-toxic dry fog treatment. It's effective, it's non-toxic, and it's more cost-effective as well compared to traditional remediation methods. So absolutely full recommend, 10 out of 10. Go to parishrestoration.com, fill out the form on the homepage, parishrestoration.com. One more time, parishrestoration.com. Fill out the form on the homepage. You come by, they'll give you an estimate. Take a look at your space, tell you what it's going to take to dry fog it. They'll knock out mold, odor, other harmful pathogens. And like you got illness going. This weird summer cold that's going around town that everybody seems to be getting. If that's running rampant through your office or your church, school, whatever you want to sanitize a school building before the school year starts, Parish Restoration can come do it. ParishRestoration.com, ParishRestoration.com. All right, this is After Further Review. Appreciate Zach for a couple minutes there. Like Florida, I think Florida's fascinating because they really are one of those teams that might be better this year than they were last year. Like they might be a better team than they were a year ago. The record just may not show it. I mean, they finished They finished 7-5 last year and then won the bowl game against Tulane, 33-8. Lagway threw for 305, but it was the wins. It was the 3 straight wins to finish. They went LSU, Ole Miss, Florida State. So they won. I mean, they were sitting there at 4-5, and then they won their last 3 games when everyone's just thinking, all right, this is it for Napier. You know, the final, you know, the last stand for Napier, and then they beat LSU, they beat Ole Miss, they go to Florida State and win 31-11, and you look up and you're going, okay, and then they beat Tulane to finish 8-5, and you're going, did they just find something? I mean, with Lagway, they went 6-1 with Lagway as the starting quarterback, and man, he missed the Texas game when they lost 49-17, but they're going to have talent. I look at the schedule and I go, how? How do you? Where are there 8? Where is 8-4 a path on this schedule? If they go 7-5 again. It was good enough last year because of how they finished, but if they go 7-5 again this year, is that enough to keep Napier for another season? That's going to be a fascinating one. Okay, it's after further review. Let's knock out a quick break. We'll continue on AFR.
AFR.
If you're thinking of building a pool, maybe you got a pool that needs to be remodeled, upgraded, updated, renovated, Duplessis Builders can help. DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. If you're starting from scratch and wanting to build a pool, go through that process with Duplessis. Listen, you can call a whole bunch of companies if you want to do that. You can call a whole bunch of companies, call around, see who gives you a good vibe, talk about price, whatever you want. The bottom line is with Duplessis. Understand this. Number one, Derek has an engineering background. Graduated mechanical engineering from LSU, had his minor in aerospace engineering. So, and when he builds your pool, they will not cut corners. He's very transparent about the length of time it's going to take. You're talking about a couple-month-long process here, from conception all the way to finishes, because they take the time to do it right, and that's why they build a product that will last. It's DuplessisBuilders.net, DuplessisBuilders.net. Check them out online or go see their showroom on Airline in Prairieville, DuplessisBuilders.net.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Kyle Milliken said on the text line, Elmer Fudd greater than DeBose. Run with it. What do we think? Should we get a poll?
We could get a poll. Do we resubmit Husky Harson in that poll as well?
What is your favorite Kalen DeBoer nickname?
Yeah.
Kalen DeBose, Elmer Fudd, Husky Harson. What else did we have?
Oh, man.
Cassie, what's your favorite? You probably don't know anything. It's fine. You don't have to. It's probably the best thing. You don't know anything about this.
No.
This is the Alabama coach we're talking about, Kalen DeBoer. I've taken to calling him Kalen DeBose. I think there's a lot of fans who don't understand the Kalen DeBose.
Yeah.
The guy who texted me that was... because he even spelled it DEBOS. Yeah, so Kyle, who's 33, there's no way he understands who that is. So
I'm 31 and I know who it is, but
you didn't know Pete Sampras, so shut up. I'm telling you to shut up. You shut your mouth when you're talking to me. Not knowing Pete Sampras is an unforgivable sin. Hold on. So Mike DeBose was the coach at Alabama after Gene Stallings, who left in 96. Would you fact check me here, please? So Stallings, I believe, left after 96. And then Mike DeBose became the coach. Won the SEC in 99. And then they played Michigan in the Orange Bowl. With a quarterback you might have heard of.
Yeah.
Named Tom Brady. And it went to overtime, and the Alabama kicker named Fluger missed a PAT in overtime. That's how they lost. It was 42-41 or something like that. You can check me on it. And then DeBose, Alabama was preseason number 3 the next year in 2000. They completely face-planted. DuBose gets fired. They hired Mike Price, and then Mike Price from Washington State. He never coached a game because
Dennis Francione in between.
Francione before Price?
01-02, then Price, and
so they went
Florida.
So they went Francione, then Francione left Bama for Texas A&M. Boy, did that piss off Alabama people. Because you're not supposed to use Bama as a stepping stone.
All right.
So boy, did that piss off the Alabama people. So Francione, then Price, and then when Price got caught at Arity's Angels, then they hired Mike Shula. And Shula was, they thought, maybe good for half a second in 2006, and then he got fired. Or in 2005, whenever they started like 10-0 or something like that, then they lost to LSU. Shout out to Dwayne Bowe. And then Shula gets fired, and then they hired Nick in 07. So anyway, that's the Mike DuBose. The DuBose is back to Mike DuBose, who was a coach that they thought was going to be good, but actually face planted. And it's hilarious. So that's why I'm calling Kalen DuBose. Like Mike DuBose, Kalen DuBose said the board DuBose. That's the DuBose thing. What were you going to say? Sorry.
Well, I was going to say you were correct on the timeline as well. Stallings left after 96.
96.
And then DuBose in 97, yeah.
Okay.
For what it's worth, my favorite is Kalen DuBose for that reason. I mean, it's just, it's a great callback. And it's a play on the last name. Like, it's really good.
Okay.
I mean, is the Elmer Fudd thing because you think he looks like Elmer Fudd?
Yeah, totally.
Okay. I guess I really haven't looked at him that closely. That's interesting.
It's the photo of DuBose at the Vanderbilt game last year, where he's wearing a dry fit T-shirt.
Oh yeah,
a little bit of a belly.
They got so mad at the dry fit T-shirt.
Well, you can't lose to Vanderbilt looking like that.
I know.
I mean, you can't lose to Vanderbilt, period. Yeah. But you can't lose to Vanderbilt looking like that. Like, you can't show up looking like it's a high school spring game and then lose to Vanderbilt. I mean, I get you're playing in a construction zone, so it felt like a high school spring game, but you can't lose that game dressed like that.
Let me pull up the picture.
So, but it's the you can. I don't know if Cass.
Yeah, no, I think I see it, but I know it doesn't do anything good to put it on the. I can see it. I can see the Elmer Fudd comp here now. Yeah.
There's this photo. We've used it a bunch on LouisianaSports.net. It's this one. Here's the photo. It's this one. It's that one. God dog it. You can pull that up, Cassie. It's this photo right here. It's that one. It's, he's got a dry fit T-shirt on. He's got the high hat with the big bill, a little bit of a belly,
No, I see it now. Yeah, I
just
get
needs
it.
a little suspenders, and we're rolling with. Maybe we can do a side by side, Cassie. You're good at graphics of him and Elmer Fudd.
I mean, even in the face a little bit, man. Like, he's kind of got a little Elmer Fudd going on in the face.
If he goes up to a press conference and laughs like that one time,
he's hunting wabbits.
I'm hunting wabbits. It's so good, Kalen DuBose. He's the gift that keeps on giving.
I think we need an Elmer Fudd I'm hunting wabbits drop for Kalen DuBose.
Kalen DuBose.
Kalen DuBose, excuse me. So are we going with that, or are we going to do the poll?
I don't do a poll. I don't care.
All right.
We're brought to you by Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Windows door siding. Oh, yeah. They do shutters as well. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. It's energy-efficient replacement windows, beautiful entry doors, hardy plank vinyl siding. They do it all. They do it better than anyone. Listen, I know there's some people say, hey, go get a quote. Fine, go get a quote. If you're just shopping quotes to see who's going to be the cheapest, that'll never be Relief Windows. They can't be the cheapest. You realize they have an entire service division? There's a lot of companies that they don't have service divisions, service departments. Their measure techs are the same people as their installers, who are the same people as their service companies, which is why it takes longer to get to you. The work isn't done as well. If you want the best experience, measure twice to install once, a service department that is Johnny on the spot and ready to help if anything ever pops up, a true lifetime transferable warranty, you want Relief Windows. The choice is easy. Windows door siding, oh yeah, they do shutters as well. Relief Windows and ReliefWindows.com. Okay, we'll knock out our final break of the show. Jimmy will be here for Otter Locks. By the way, Otter Locks are posted at LouisianaSports.net. Our guy had a perfect day yesterday, Muse. How about that? Give our guy a buzz, a ding. But there's some people, I got a text on the text line from someone who was like, man, I went to LouisianaSports.net when Otter came on to get all the picks, and that one game was already 5-0. I'm like, that's why you got to go earlier. Hunt usually posts Otter Locks as soon as his show ends at like 3 o'clock. So shortly after 3, Otter Locks are posted at LouisianaSports.net. So set a reminder, get them there. All right, Otter Locks next, AFR.
AFR.
It is 11 bajillion degrees right now. Actually, it's 90. I'm looking at it right here. It's 90 degrees right now. Forgive me, 90. It's 90 degrees. 90 degrees at 5:47 in the evening. That is nothing nice. So if you go home tonight and the AC in your home is out or just not really keeping up, what do? You sure don't sleep in a hot house tonight. You call River City's 1 Hour Air, because it doesn't matter that it's 5:47 in the evening. River City's 1 Hour Air is going to come to your house tonight. 752-0001, 752-0001, 752-0001. I hope you go home and your AC is working beautifully. That's what I hope for you and for your family. But we've all been there. It is an inevitability. At some point, your AC is going to go out. It's not going to be keeping up. It's going to be blowing hot. You're going to need a service call. And when you do, remember the best. The big yellow vans and trucks with the giant clock on the side. It's River City's 1 Hour Air.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Down the stretch, we come final segment here on a Hump Day edition of AFR, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. Lowest prices, never any contracts. Yourgoodwood.com. Okay, one thing left to do, find out what we're betting on tonight. Time for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Otter.
What's up, baby?
Nothing like a perfect day to welcome you back from Del Mar, where the surf meets the turf and the Otters dealing out winners.
Come on. Give me more bells than that.
I mean, my guy deserves a 5-pack of bells there. So the question is, what do you do for an encore? Did we lose it?
No, I'm here.
I think Otter forgot how a phone works when he was in Del Mar.
I'm here.
All right, let's get to it. I mean, incredible, man. What do we do for an encore after a perfect night last night?
All right, we're going to swim upstream a little bit here. You know, Boston, we've been riding Boston, but we're going to, the pitching matchup. I mean, they pick up Dustin May from Los Angeles. Mediocre, and right now he's mediocre. Mediocre lefties and Ben Wake, not good. Waka for Kansas City's really putting up nice numbers. So we're going to take Waka. And, yeah. Now one trend we're not going to try and reverse, and that is the Milwaukee Brewers. They're plus money tonight. Strider for this Braves thing is just broken, and you know, they're just playing like they're kind of out of it. Just not the same team that they've been for such a long stretch. So we're going to take, plus money. Are you kidding me? I mean, the best team in baseball, the hottest team of baseball against a team that is, kind of almost packed it in a little bit. We're going to go with them. And then we're going to take another one. They just started. And keep in mind, you can get your picks early on the website. But we're going to take one of the teams that's struggling a lot right now, the Washington Nationals. That's the pitching matchup is just favorable. This is the A's. The Springs is not a world beater. We're not ready. I think this is an overreaction by the public and the odds makers because they have pounded the A's after scoring, 18 runs or whatever it is last night. So we're going to go with the Washington Nationals plus money at home.
It's already minus 103 if you're live betting it right now over at DraftKings. But
okay,
Milwaukee,
so that means things must be going well.
Bottom of the first, nobody out, just underway. Milwaukee, Washington, and the Royals, the 3-pack in Major League Baseball from the Otter. Where are you tomorrow, Otter?
Sammy's Grill, the original Sammy's Grill in Highland near Starring.
All right, man. We'll look forward to it then. Thank you, Otter. Good luck.
All right, good luck.
All right, we're brought to you by Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service, ShawBillsTire.com. ShawBillsTire.com with locations all over South Louisiana. Name brand tires at wholesale prices. And, of course, they'll treat you like family. So schedule your service online at ShawBillsTire.com. Shop tires online at ShawBillsTire.com. And be sure to let them know Matt sent you in at Shaw Bills Tire and Auto Service. Shaw Bills, where we keep you rolling. All right, that'll do it for us here. Muse, Cassie, thank you so much. We appreciate y'all for hanging out with us. You missed anything, AFR On Demand, presented by Breck Golf. Aaron Murray was here. Deuce Geralds was here. Thanks to Zach Abolverdi as well. Y'all get everything online. And we'll see you tomorrow at 3.
After further review.
Our Lady of the Lake and LSU transforming healthcare. If it's trauma recovery, if it's cancer services, if it's heart, if it's stroke, if it's pediatrics, if it's, of course, the championship level health care that Our Lady of the Lake provides for LSU student athletes and other orthopedics, or taking over care at the Student Health Center on campus at LSU. It doesn't matter if it's the championship level athletes, the students at LSU, or everyday champions like you and me. Our Lady of the Lake, part of the Franciscan Missionaries of Our Lady Health System, have been expanding health care in Baton Rouge and, of course, the multi-state health system from FMOL for a century. It's Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. You can learn more at olrmc.com/LSU. Our Lady of the Lake and LSU. Together, we roar.